Why are you sacrificing with basis?
I'm gonna kill you for
My erectile is not dysfunctional.
Let's use our president, for example.
Are you over 10,000 kilometers away from South Africa?
Conspiracy theorists. I can open the door for you to join the Illuminati.
Good evening, everyone.
NippyCast.
This episode is proudly sponsored by the cannabis-flavored 6G chili beef biltong. Enjoy, not for sale to persons under the age of 18. Hey, how's it guys? Welcome again to another episode of NippyCast. This is episode, 54, right? What side am I hearing? I seriously need an engineer on about now. What is this? What am I hearing? Some funny sound. Some alien sounding sound. Okay, let me take it off. Welcome to it. Today I'm on my own, as you can see. The topic of today, very interesting. We're going to call it Birth and Death. Well, I've got this theory that it's still open for negotiation or arguments with anybody who wants to argue about it. I know at least for the past year or so, me and my friend called Ndibora Tando, is a doctor friend of mine. We have been on the research on this one. So we okay, I was telling him that there is this intertwinity between birth and death, right? So this started at the time, so he's a pastor as well. So he just delivered some. It wasn't the same. I think it was just a prayer or a message, something. You know those things at the graveyard where there's a message, whatever. So we're done with the funeral, then we're walking back to the car, and then we're driving back to the house. Then I told him this theory. In fact, if you doubt me, you can also go look it up for yourself. The intertwinity between birth and death. Check in all the graveyards or tombstones. The date of birth is usually closer to the date of death. I think not all of them. According to my current research, at least 60% of the time you will see that either in that month, either 1 week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, within that month of their birth would be their death. Date of birth and date of death. It's still open for arguments. You can correct me if I'm wrong. You can go look it up. Go research it and see if I am bullshitting you. So I know that Ratado will be like, nah, you're trying to convince me too hard. The other day I bumped into an obituary of a person who died on their actual date of birth. We've seen those, right? But the odds of that happening, if you go back to the podcast of the odds with Peter Mkwebo, the odds of that happening are 1 to 365, which is the number of days. The odds of you dying in one day, it will be 1 to 365 days. So somewhere, unless it's a leap year, then you'll have 366. What are the chances of that? Yeah, well, there's also people who were born on the 29th of Feb. I mean, really, that one is another science altogether. But birth and death. So now, let's start from the beginning. In the beginning. Who is that jingle of mine? In the beginning. All right, cool. So the beginning of the world, the birth of the universe. Let's say the Big Bang, which it's open still for argument by other people. Obviously, the scientists have agreed. Some people still say, nah, it was never really a Big Bang. It's bullshit. Well, it happened 13.8 billion years ago. That was the birth of where we are now. So, the birth of the planet called Earth, where we are, was around 4.6 billion years back, right? That's the birth of this planet. This is before we even started coming here. This is way before we humans. You guys are just small fish to fry on this. You. This is way before you. 4.6 billion years. Then everything happened. The science happened, and then creatures came in the water, and then we became, and then what? So another argument is evolution, which somebody would say the first birth of a human would be from a guy called Adam and Eve, right? So I think the reason why they even named some DNA in our bodies, the Adams. I think it's because from that time. I'm not sure. I'm not a scientist. Remember, I'm just a DJ. So every single thing that gets born dies. I think maybe let's just make peace with that one, right? We know that we also have to live here, right? We were put here, right? So now the theory is, or the understanding of birth and death is, what was there before the birth? Do you remember anything before you were born? Do you even remember being in your mother's womb? Prior your birth, actually. Remember already the fact that you were conceived, that was your birth. And then you have to chill there for 9 months. Do you remember being there in the dark? Do you have the stories? I can't wait to hear a kid who says they remember being in the womb. You'll be like, wow, before you were born, you knew? Because I mean, no, we've had people where they will tell us stories of before they were born. Like, if you remember one of the podcasts we did with Kodanimpilo, we talked about reincarnation. Kids who would say when they were alive before they were born, they'll tell you stories. I think go back to the one of the podcasts there. I forgot the number of episodes. I mean, I forgot the number of the episode exactly. I mean, so many episodes we've done so far. I mean, we're now on 54. So I wouldn't remember almost all the podcasts. But you can go reference. I remember I was with Kodanet Capello. We're talking about reincarnation. So it's a child who remembers being born. I mean, stuff before being born. I mean, and they were like, now, when I was alive, I used to come to this park. When you're alive, what the fuck? What do you mean? Some people will have memories before they were born. Do you have memories of yourself before you were born? And because the reason why I'm having this topic today is because we are currently believing that when we die, there's something that happens. Believing that you're going to be somewhere when you're dead is the same thing that you think will happen when you're sleeping. Like half the time when you're sleeping, or majority of the time, instead, if you're not dreaming, remember your brain doesn't really sleep. Your brain is very busy. That's why you even have dreams, right? Hopefully good dreams. Your brain doesn't really sleep. So at least you would remember some of the dreams. If they're not that vague in the morning, sometimes when last do you even remember your own dream? But there is a dark moment where you don't know. You were passed out. We call it passed out, like gone. That is almost quarter to death. You're trying to tell me that when you die, you'll wake up and become an ancestor, and then you're gonna tell people what to do. What? For real? You really gonna believe that one? Yeah? Right? You really, for sure. And then you and then you're gonna say yeah, there's a calling of this one. I want to call it. and then and then you're gonna tell them that they should become a traditional healer, or else they will die. You think after death, if you don't remember anything before you were born, what makes you think you're so special that you know how to run people's lives when you're dead? How the fuck? Every single thing that gets born does die. Let's make peace with the fact that in life there is in death, and there is also prior that, and that's it. That's all you have. Look, okay, cool. Let me use a stupid example. What did you have for from what time is it now? It's in the afternoon now. We'll say around afternoonish 3ish. What did you have for breakfast? Do you think the egg remembers the chicken, like the boiled egg, or the bacon you had in the morning, or whatever you ate, or whatever? Do you think it will tell you before you fried it, or what was going on, and afterwards you think the egg now will become an ancestor to the chicken. I mean, really. Let's make peace with the fact that we live and die. Come on, guys. Let's deal with it. Well, there's an argument of to say, um, now this I'm gonna dip down into the spiritual helm on this. There's an argument of spirits, and to say, what is the spirit? For me, I'm gonna give you a simple example. For me, anything that has to do with some sort of a spirit would be, you are your own spirit, right? The reason why you press the button, then press play on the YouTube thing there, and the reason why I came and sat here and spoke about life and death to you in this episode 54 of NippyCast is because the spirit in me decided that we're gonna switch on this mic and record this thing and talk about it. It's not from anywhere else, it's inside you. You are actually your own ancestor, yourself, your own self. No one is coming from anywhere to save you. We like to say, yeah, no, so now we're going to wait for this. No, yeah, let's go slaughter. Ooh, the egg, does it? Does the chicken? Oh well, there's an argument of the chicken and the egg, which one came first. I don't know. If you've got an input on it, leave it under comments. But the theory is that the chicken came first. Yeah? Was it the egg or the chicken? No, I think the theory is. Let me remember correctly. Or should I look it up? There's some scientists to explain this one. They said the first was the bird, which was the chicken. Then it gave birth to another offspring of a chicken. Think of a guinea fowl. Yeah, then it gave birth maybe to a bapanya or mukokorosh, whatever. Then, so technically the guinea fowl came first, which is the chicken. Chicken came first. Oh, wow. After a long time, we debunked that one. If you still wanna open it for arguments, and you're gonna say, yeah, wow, where was the egg? It was there, but do you think the egg is an ancestor to all the chickens, and the chickens pray to it, and you eat? Look, every single thing that lives on earth dies. In fact, I've got an issue with these guys who say when you are eating meat, you are committing some sort of what do you call this? The vegans, what do you call this? It's a sin, like eating a cow. Look, if you die, the cow, and then we bury you in the ground, you become manure to the fertile soil, whatever, and then the grass will grow from your dead body. The cow wouldn't give a single fuck or think twice about eating the grass from your own manure of you being dead. What makes you think that when we're eating steak, we're committing some sort of a sin? Fucking vegan. And then you're gonna eat baby carrots. I've even tweeted about this and posted it on Facebook, whatever. And you're gonna eat baby carrots, like, yeah. So you're not killing a baby plant. At least you don't think a plant is a living thing. Every single thing here on earth feeds off each other, and somewhere it gets born and it dies. From the tree in front of me, there's a tree there. If I chop it now, it's gonna die. But it was born from there's a peach tree, so it was just probably like a seed, and then that was its birth. And then, by the way, the birth was coming from another offspring of whatever. So there is no way you're gonna avoid birth and death. The most difficult part is to accept death of fellow humans, family and relatives. That's the most difficult part. But in my mother tongue, we say chobebua or chofa. Thank you for watching this NippyCast. I hope I might have to extend this episode with other contributors like Peter, Mega, or the other guys, whoever. And then this is our birthday month. 2 years ago, I started this, episode 1. Now, at least 54 episodes later, still alive and breathing. not dead yet. Thank you for watching. Ngaurau, Jovic.
This episode is proudly sponsored by the cannabis-flavored 6G chili beef biltong. Enjoy. Not for sale to persons under the age of 18.
Why are you sacrificing motivation? When I kill this one.
My erectile is not dysfunctional.
Let's use our president, for example.
Are you over 10,000 kilometers away from South Africa?
Conspiracy theorists.
I can open the door for you to join the Illuminati.
Including everyone.
NippyCast.